So in this video we'll learn an interesting approach. So if I start with a triangle, and we know that a triangle has these three angles, so let's just call them A, B and C. And if I added A, B and C, I'll always get 180 degrees, and you can test this. Now let's extend two of the arms of the triangle. This forms our first letter, A. Okay, let's try the next one. So if I have a semicircle and I draw another semicircle and I draw these with a straight line this way, this forms my second letter, B. If I drew a circle and I erased this part of my circle, I get my third letter, C. Now similar to the B, if I just take one semicircle and join it with the diameter, I get my fourth letter, D. If I keep going on, if I take two set of directions perpendicular to each other, and then I join it even at the top, another perpendicular length, so I'll get two parallel lines. Then if I get the middle section, which is also perpendicular, I get an E. Now if I choose to do the same thing but I don't draw the last line, the bottom line, I'll get parallel lines and perpendiculars, F. Then if I take my circle like a C, erase part of it, and then just draw a horizontal line like this, that becomes my G, however I want to draw it. Then if I take two parallel lines and I join it by a straight transversal, I get an H. I is just a straight line with perpendicular lines. Okay, for the J, we can draw a small semicircle, keep extending it, and then a perpendicular line over here. So I get J. A K is using angles on a straight line. So if I take this angle, and this angle, I'll always get 180. Angles on a straight line. L is just a horizontal and a vertical. So horizontal, vertical. If I draw M, draw two parallel lines. And draw, actually, if I were to draw a third parallel line here in the middle, I'll get these three parallel set of lines. So if I find this angle, this will always be equal to this, and this angle will always be equal to this. So I get M. If I take two parallel lines and I draw a transversal, I'll notice that these two angles are the same. That gives us our And like you'll also see the new Nike sign is like this on your shoes. Maybe Nike just used a set of parallel lines with a transversal. O is the simplest, where it's just a circle with a certain radius and center. And then P is just a semicircle like a D, but an extended line. Q is another circle with maybe a line going through it. And then R is like a P, the only difference is that there's another line out here. So we can find this angle if we need to. Right. S is just a sinuous pattern, like this, a curve. And then we have T, which is horizontal and vertical lines. Then you have a curved part, but then extended straight ahead, just like a J, but also the opposite side is extended, so you've got a parallel. So it gives you U. And then vertex is like two lines intersecting at a vertex, V. And then U is like an M, but flipped, rotated. So you'll get something like this. And again, like an M, we drew that middle parallel line. So we know that these two angles are equal and these two angles are equal. They are called the alternate angles. And then you've got intersecting lines, which gives you your X, intersecting lines. And then you've got your Y, like a V, and a line drawn through it. So these are angles at a point, angles at a point. Add to 360. So you've got A, B, and C. So if I were to add A, B, and C, I'll always get 360. And then the last one is Z. So just like an N, it has parallel lines, and these angles in the middle are equal. These are the alternate angles. So your ABC defined with geometry.